This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hello, everybody.
G'day.
Welcome to the Nathan, Nat and Sean Catch-Up podcast, our first order of business.
Oh, yep. Do you remember, Sean?
Water Bomb Park.
That's right.
Is your code word / words for Flyaway Fridays. Tomorrow,
Yep.
we're going to ask somebody to call and say, hey, guess what? If you call now and tell us Water Bomb Park, we will send you to Bali with Transnista Airlines.
Now that you got the code word, stick around because I was actually really interested in some of the stuff we did today.
Were you?
Actually, the first time ever. That's nice.
Well done.
We do talk about Ozempic, actually.
Yeah, we learnt a bit
Yeah.
about that and people who've used it all around Perth, how
Yeah.
it's gone for them.
So fascinating.
That was good.
We caught up with Jordan Clark from the Fremantle Dockers.
Yeah, very interesting guy, actually.
Interesting. You just say everything was interesting. Was
absolutely.
Caitlin Bassett interesting as well?
Super interesting.
What about the topic on fainting when we're talking about fainting?
Very funny and interesting.
Yep,
What
there you
about
go.
talking budgets with state budget with
Oh,
the
no,
Premier?
that's a stretch. I've got to give it up. But, you know, Roger's always good to give us his time.
He was up and about.
This is Nathan, Nat, and Sean. Let's go! On Nova 937.
It's 6:04. Nathan, Nat and Sean morning, gang.
Morning, everybody.
We got Roger Cook coming in to talk about the budget.
Is he coming in?
No,
Is he?
he'll be on the phone.
Roger-
He's busy. It's state budget day, and
Yep.
doesn't everybody froth a state budget?
Absolutely, yeah.
One question only.
What is it?
Are we still getting those power bills?
No. I'll answer it for you. No.
What can we say? Can you change it before you release it? Or we'll ask.
No, you can ask.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you don't get, Ross.
That's right. Squeaky wheel gets the power bill.
Killed the cat, as we know.
Stop saying that saying.
What? That's the saying, mate. I didn't make it up.
Curiosity killed the cat anyway. What was the saying you always say about dead cats?
No, I said two in the hands worth
not
one
much
in the
fun.
gathers a rolling moss. You know that.
That's so serious of me. Thank you for that. Lots of other stuff on the show.
Heaps.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
There was a girl's online, it's gone viral. She didn't get a job after an interview because she used ChatGPT. Now, her name's Alex. She's 30 years old. She works as a creative systems and workflow consultant.
Whatever that is.
I don't know what that means.
That's a title, isn't it?
Yeah, but she applied for a job, a part-time job, 20 grand a year. So not bad. She had an...
Sorry. 20 grand a year, not bad.
Part-time.
No, but still.
Maybe it's a couple of days. 24. Mate, I don't know what you guys are on, but that'd be good for me. Involved in
That doesn't cover this morning. What are you talking about?
Exactly, mate.
So she had an interview, and part of the interview involved a questionnaire and a trial task. She was given...
I hate these things.
Yeah,
by the
I know,
way.
like-
That's yeah, but I get it. They're trying to test your capability to do the job.
Yeah, very-
So so they give you like half an hour and a problem to solve or
She had
whatever.
30 minutes to complete the task, and she figured using the AI tool was smart. And this is what she said, and this is the video that's gone viral.
I got a rejection email yesterday from the interview process that I had, and one of the main reasons was my heavy use of ChatGPT. When are we going to stop shaming people who use ChatGPT? Because it absolutely, if you use it intelligently, it's the most efficient way of working ever. And I'm proud to say that I use it.
So before we jump in, she says using ChatGPT created a cohesive and beautiful way of representing my thoughts.
Yeah, but
that sounds like she's used ChatGPT to construct that answer.
100%.
So what she reckons she did is brainstorm the ideas for whatever this solution to the problem.
Put the dot points or something down.
And then got ChatGPT to formulate that into a response. And it's like, well, I kind of get where she's coming from. Like, you know, accountants, if an accountant was given a task, they'd be allowed to use a calculator. Sure, you could work it out with a pen and paper, but it's more efficient to use the tools at hand. It's more efficient to use Excel to do it rather than adding it up. You know, you can just... So
agreed.
if it is, in this day and age, a tool that everybody uses in that job anyway... I get where she's coming from.
Yeah, but the task she was set was to just put down her name, number, and address. And when you're using ChatGPT,
But they tidied it up.
Made it cohesive.
Did it in a friendly voice.
when you're going for a job for 20 grand a year,
I
the
know, what is
criteria for any employer is that the person needs to turn up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
I know what you're saying.
I guess the interview, they were looking, their expectations, they want to know more about the person, right? And not the ChatGPT version of that person.
My daughter's got her ass kicked a few weeks ago. I think it was maybe a month ago at school because she reckons she was a bit behind. There was some test. I don't know if it was a test or something she was doing that she needed to get in really
Like
quick.
a set task.
Set
Yeah.
task. And she went to ChatGPT and she just went, obviously then wrote out what the answers were, and then she got in trouble for it. And she was trying to explain to me in the car on the way home that she just didn't have the time to do it. And the answer
Because of
the
a very busy schedule.
very busy schedule, yes. Very tough at Santa Maria.
Don't you wish we had it back when we were at
God
school?
bless.
Oh, how much? Well done, Sean. It would have. How much time would have it saved us in? Do you remember book
I wouldn't have learned a
assignments?
thing. I
Essay?
wouldn't have learned a
No,
thing.
Yeah, I guess
well,
so.
what did you learn? What is that? You
Natalie.
wouldn't have
I didn't
learned
learn a thing.
I mean, that is the problem, is that at school, like, there is a presumption that at the end of it, you're going to have more knowledge than what you started with.
Yeah.
And if you're just getting ChatGPT to do all of it, the only thing that you're learning is how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah. You want the knowledge in your head, not
Yeah, a little bit.
in prompts on a ChatGPT. But I don't know, we didn't grow up with it, did we? What's the expectations going to be these days?
But do you get it through osmosis anyway because you're holding the device?
Osmosis.
Oh, yeah, and it soaks in. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
no,
that from
soaks in.
biology.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
remember that.
See, I
yeah.
did learn something.
Yeah, osmosis, it like absorbs, all right?
Permeable membrane.
Don't confuse me with bigger words. I just got that one. Sean, you knew that,
I
right?
did.
He didn't. He heard it from somewhere else.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Stay out. Feel the fever this Suncorp Super Netball season and join the Green Army. Get your West Coast Fever tickets at Ticketek now.
All right, here we go. This is your opportunity to join me at the West Coast Fever game tomorrow night. They're taking on the Adelaide Thunderbirds at RAC Arena. We're talking pre-game hospitality, courtside drinks, great view,
Great company.
great company.
Yeah.
Good point, Ross.
Well done, Ross. Okay, we've got a couple of people who are going to fight it out for that opportunity to join you, Nat. The first one's Bron. Good morning, Bron.
Hi, Bron.
Morning.
How are you?
Hi, Bron. Quick question. Do you own a lot of green?
No, I don't, Nat.
Oh, because if you win, you will be a member of the Green Army, so it's important.
You could loan us something,
You
surely. You'd have a
find-
lot.
I do have a lot of green, it's true.
I can arrange something.
Nah,
Good on you,
we'll
Bron.
do it.
Spirit like that. Michelle is your opponent. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Morning, Michelle.
Is green a significant part of your wardrobe too, Green Michelle?
I am a Fever member and have all the merch.
There you go.
Hey, good on you,
now
Michelle. Have you
it's
been in a courtside box before, Michelle?
I have, but I paid for it just like the lady yesterday, and your seats are better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So
Plus, you get to sit next to Nat.
Yeah, it's
Me.
all
She
right.
can fill your drink up with the best of them.
We're about to roll our giant box, which is a dice. Each number has a question on it, and if the same number comes up, same question. First to 4 wins.
you need to buzz in with your name if you know the answer. So let's check your buzzers. Bron,
Ron,
Michelle.
Michelle,
They're working, guys. It's rolling time. And we have rolled up number 5.
Number 5. Which rom-com movie features a scene where the lead sings "Can't Take My Eyes Off You" at a sports game?
Michelle.
Michelle?
10 things I hate about you.
Yes,
well done.
Michelle.
Well done.
All right, Michelle leads 1-0. We've rolled up number 6. Which kind of yoga is done in a very hot room?
Ron,
Bron?
Bikram,
Big Ram.
Yes. We've got a battle on our hands. We've rolled up number 4, Sean.
Number 4. What city is known as the City of Love?
Michelle, Ron,
Michelle?
Paris,
Yes, is
Harry.
correct. All right.
2-1.
We've rolled up number 6. Which kind of yoga is done in a very hot room?
Michelle,
Bron?
Bikram.
Yes.
2 apiece, Natalie.
2 apiece. It's tight. We've rolled up number 1, Sean.
Okay, here it is. Which female singer had a hit in 2024 with Espresso?
Ron.
Bron?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, it's Sabrina Carpenter is the
there she
name.
is, yeah.
Okay. We've rolled up number 2. What sweet is made of spun sugar and usually found at fairs?
Michelle,
Michelle?
fairy flock.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michelle.
One
okay.
off. One off a win, Michelle.
is very close to a win. All right, we've rolled up number 4.
What city is known as the city of...
Michelle,
Bron?
Michelle,
Bron?
No, I said it, Harris. It was me.
No, it was
Ron
Ron
just
said
got
it
in.
first. That's all. I know. Yeah. So it's
yeah.
tied up at 3-3. It comes down to the next question. Here we go. We've rolled up a 1. Which female? Michelle for the win.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Worried if she didn't win.
I know. All right, Michelle, you've upgraded. You're now going to be joining me in that corporate box to watch the West Coast Fever Attack on the Adelaide Thunderbirds tomorrow at RAC Arena. I will see you there.
Thank you.
Well played. That was quite the
That was well
battle.
done. Hey, Michelle, what are you doing this morning to be up so early to play?
I'm on my way to work.
Oh, that sucks.
Working at the tip.
At the
Are
tip.
you? Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
Out in Canningvale, Resource Recovery Group.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I tell you what, saying
Facility.
resource recovery group sounds way better than saying you work at the tip. doesn't it?
Yeah. I used to love going to the tip when I
I
was
know.
at Garbo.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Is
good
there a tip shop at your tip, Michelle?
No.
Oh, That's a bit of fun when they,
I know,
they pull out
it's
the cute
boring.
stuff. Yeah. All right, see you tomorrow, Michelle.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Now we all got to think about this trainee pilot that was over in Sydney over the week. Start of the week actually. Nat, he was flying a 737 Boeing.
It's a big plane.
That's a big plane. Over 100 passengers on board, and
Well, and he's a trainee. He's got the L plates on.
yep,
Sits along with someone who knows what they're doing, I assume.
yes.
Really hope.
He fainted just when the plane landed. He landed the plane, and the stress of the whole situation, he must have just been sucking it in and freaking out. He just completely fainted.
Oh.
So they had a senior pilot on board, not
Yes.
just the guy who was sitting next to him in the cockpit,
Yeah.
who then took over the driving of the plane, drove it back to
Is
the...
it like when you're a learner driver and they've got dual controls and
they
it
just-
slams the brakes
Yeah, they
on
do.
from the passenger seat?
They do. Yeah, the second pilot, a Czech captain who was there to supervise the journey, took over and was able to safely taxi the
everyone's
plane
fine.
back to
Yeah,
gate
yeah.
at T3 terminal, by the way, everybody.
Great.
If you've been
It's
to
very
Sydney,
important
you'll know
detail.
that. Paramedics treated the trainee pilot while passengers disembarked without any issues.
You'd feel like a real goose if that was you, but also that could really surely affect.
Are we to assume that that's an instant fail on the
Yeah.
Natalie.
on the piloting test?
Yes, from the paper itself says the pilot would be unable to resume flying until he was recertified,
That's
doing
not-
the whole thing again.
Yeah.
It's not through lack of trying, though. If anything, he tried too hard, which
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, so they've said that he undergoes annual medical
Yes.
assessments.
Yes, you would. Of course, you would have to.
So, blood pressures and all these things, if he's got
Yes.
psychiatric assessments and all the rest
Barley
of it. But
sugars.
fainting's not in there. I mean, how do you know when you're going to faint?
No,
You strike me as someone that would faint, Ross.
are you serious? I have never
Like
fainted.
this, Nat, with your hand on your head.
Yeah.
Just-
It's probably more swooning when you do it.
Swooning. So that's a different thing in my world. No, I've never fainted. Shawnee, you said you did? Or nearly did?
Yeah, I've got... Yeah, I've got two quick stories. I hope my friend Pete's listening. Good morning, Pete. Because his son had an accident where he got hit in the head and it dented the skull.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So
okay.
when he went in to see...
So fractured his skull.
Fractured his
Basically
skull, yeah.
caved into one of the sinuses on his forehead, yeah?
100%.
Dented sounds
100%.
funner.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? And it was a footy game. So when he went to see the doctor, they came in there as parents, and Pete was standing there, and the doctor said, what we're going to do is going to make an incision where the hairline
Do
is.
some panel beating.
Yeah.
Pull the skin down, like you pull it down like a mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
that's true.
and you
Pop
flick
it out.
Like
pop it
a-
out. Hunky dory. And as soon as the guy described that they were going to pull his
Oh,
face
so
down,
they hadn't actually even done it yet.
no.
Talking. Who fainted?
Pete. He just
Oh,
went down.
oh,
And he fainted,
Pete
and he
went
just
down.
remembers lying there, right? So he woke up and he was in a chair next to his son. 'Cause His son's, getting still
Yeah.
examined, and he's in the chair next to him.
Yeah, we've got a fainter. I reckon there'd be plenty of guys that have fainted during the birth process because it's fairly horrendous.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also, it's like, you have to make it about you, don't you?
Well, they squeeze your hand pretty tight during that.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your
There's
suffering
blood restrictions, so things happen.
to your fingers.
Yeah.
Fainting can happen. My story was when I had an operation, and they came into me and said, I said, I'm going to leave. And they said, no, you need to stay and make sure you've eaten and had enough to drink and all that. And I said, I was like, no, I'm out
No, I'm
here.
good to go.
And I was at
Watch me
Mercy
go.
Hospital in Mount Lawley.
Yes.
And then I got out and I put my clothes on, and then I started walking to the elevator, and I could just feel myself just
Bit woozy?
Going a bit woozy. And I got to the elevator and went to press the button, and I literally held onto the wall and slid down the wall a bit. And then this nurse came and grabbed my arm, and she said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "I think I need to go back tomorrow."
I think I need that sandwich after all.
Are you saying the doctors were right and Sean McManus
They
was
were right, Ross.
I'm going to check myself out.
Though.
That's a McManus move if ever I heard it.
Oh.
All right, tell us about the time you fainted. Easy question.
Fainters.
I've got very close to fainting just once. It was when I was 12 and I was in the queue for their bookshop at the Mount Lawley Senior High School at the start of year 8. So it's January.
Yep. Yeah, boiling
Aching
hot.
And the queue was so slow moving, just standing there. And I can remember thinking, and then everything just went black and like tiny little gold pinpricks kind of thing, that kind of thing. And then I just went, I have to sit down. And I sat down. And so I stopped. I didn't actually faint, but that's the closest I've ever come. And you get the whooshing in your ears. It's like, oh, this isn't good.
Remember Pav telling us, and I was there when he went down, and he nearly died. Actually, that's a bit of a serious conversation, yeah.
Okay.
But he fainted.
Yes, exactly. We are talking fainting. Elizabeth, hello.
Oh, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Are you a fainter, Elizabeth? What happened?
Oh, I am. It happened quite a long time ago. I was 17. I just finished a gym workout, and I had, as you do, go into the sauna, and then I had a bit of time there, and then I went into a steam room, and then a spa, and then I jumped into the showers, and I fainted in the shower and hit my head. And I don't know exactly what happened thereafter, but when I woke up, I was in the manager's office on the couch with a bunch of towels wrapped around me. The manager was a female, but all their staff were male, so I'm not quite sure.
Oh, you
who
naked
carried me
fainted.
and who found me.
Naked fainting.
Yeah.
Naked fainting.
Naked.
That's the worst time to faint, some
That
might
is
say.
terrible. Elizabeth, and you're only 17 at the time.
I was only 17 and I was so embarrassed. And when I woke up, I was very disorientated. I didn't know where I was.
Of course.
And I didn't know why I was sitting on the couch, just
Naked.
completely naked with
towels.
towels. Yeah, it took me a while to sort of come to and realise what had happened.
This is
Has
the
it happened
reason-
to you again, Elizabeth? Have you ever woken up on a couch naked with just a couple of towels on you?
No, but I've fainted many times. I mean, I think probably the only other time, significant time, was when my middle child ripped his knee open, and I had to. It was Christmas Eve, and I had to take him down to the local doctor's office.
Yeah.
And the GP at the time was going to a Christmas party, and he was all decked out in his tux, and he kindly stayed back and started to stitch my son's knee, and I think from the screaming of my son, it made me faint, and I woke up and I was just next to him, and he'd already been
In an evening dress,
This
which is
poor,
amazing.
poor doctor's like, I just want to go to the Christmas party. Thanks, Elizabeth. Let's go to Tanya in Jandakot. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey,
Hi, Tanya.
Tanya.
When did you faint, Tan?
Okay, so I'm an empathy fainter. If you start describing stuff to me, I just go.
Yes.
And my mother, I came home from work. My mum she said she had a minor stroke during the day. So we were like, oh my God, take her down to emergency. And it was just when the COVID restrictions were about to be lifted, when you weren't supposed to have somebody go in with you. So they said to me, come back in half an hour. So I came back. And they were busy assessing her. And while they were assessing her, she had a major stroke. They lay her down. They get everybody in there. They've got like 7 people around her. The specialist has me sitting on a chair next to her, and she's explaining to me what they're going to do, what they're going to put in her, how they're going to do it. And I could feel it just rising. And I was like, give me a minute. I pushed the chair away, and I just laid on the floor next to her, like where she was. When I came around, they had me in a gurney, and they had admitted me to the hospital. So I then had to call my partner who had to come, and
It's like dominoes.
had to then oversee the two of us. Yeah. So, I only got, they only let me go at like 1 o'clock in the morning. The whole time that they were treating her there, I'm laying in a gurney next to her watching the whole thing.
Oh.
It was just
So it's
so
not
embarrassing.
It's not so
Tanya.
much watching what they're doing to your mum. It's when they describe what they're doing that
When
gets
they
you.
describe it, it's like, that's me, I'm gone.
So,
Yeah.
Tan, you just said you're an empathy fainter, and I know there's a few people that are empathy spewers.
Sure.
Are you one of those people as well?
Oh, I can't. I can't even hear it.
Don't even describe it. We'll lose it.
Yeah, my daughters won't even have me as their emergency contact.
You're right. Okay, yes. You're what's known as an emergency liability, rather than...
That's right.
Thanks, Tanya. We'll finish off with Sarah from Wattle Grove. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Great, Sarah. When did you faint?
I fainted when the first time I had COVID.
Yeah.
I went to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and as I was sitting there on the toilet, I could feel myself going to be sick, and my heart was just beating out of my chest.
Yeah.
And I fainted off from the toilet onto, I don't know whether I hit the floor or the wall, but I woke up in a pool of blood, and I'd broken my nose and my hand, and I split my lip. And
you're a violent fainter. And also,
Sarah,
while you've described that, Tanya just fainted again.
Sarah. Oh, so you woke up and you're all basically beaten up.
Yeah, I had blood just pouring from my nose because it was broken. So, my husband thought there was someone in the garage, so he's gotten up to check there, and it was actually my head hitting the wall or the floor. So I've gotten up and I said, I think I need the ambulance, and then I've just laid back down, and I couldn't open my eyes, and so. I was taken to hospital.
And also, this all happened while your pants were down. Let's not forget.
Lots of naked fainters.
There is, I know. It's the worst time. It's the worst scenario. Thank you, Sarah.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Big day today in Western Australia, obviously. And not State of Origin, that was yesterday.
Yeah, but this is bigger. This is bigger, Nat.
State Budget Day. Time to catch up with our Premier, Roger Cook. Good morning, Cookie.
Morning.
Is anything bigger than Origin? I'm not sure.
I think this is up there. This is up there, Rob.
Good morning, guys. How's it going?
Let's talk Origin first of all, quickly. So you were there last night. Big sellout, great game.
Yeah, so around about just under 60,000 people crammed into Optus Stadium. It was an amazing night. The weather was a bit ordinary, but I think everyone had a huge night. Over 13,000 tickets were sold for people outside the state.
Okay.
So that's visitors that came to fill our pubs, our clubs, our cafes.
Hotels.
So it was a great night for footy, but it was also an amazing night for the WA economy.
Yeah, I've heard that the people that own the Camfield have just gone into retirement, the amount of beer that was drank over there overnight, Rog. Can you confirm that?
Well, we certainly know they would have been busy last night. Look, it's just a huge jobs generator, right?
Yeah.
And so it's such an important part of our diversification of the economy piece, you know, making sure that we're boosting our tourism economy as well.
No, it's
but
huge
also
event.
last night there was this extra sense of excitement because it comes hot off the announcement that we're about to launch the Perth Bears into the NRL comp in 2027. So everyone was extra pumped last night.
Oh, no, it's amazing to have someone of the calibre of Mel Meninga who's going to coach the
It's
Perth
a name
Bears.
everybody knows, yeah.
Mate, that's crazy to have a start-up like that.
Yeah, and look, I had the honour of meeting Mel Meninga yesterday. He's such a nice guy. He's so passionate about his sport. He's really excited about bringing NRL to Western Australia. So I mean, it was a great day yesterday. But today, budget and that
what a come down.
Back locked in.
Ross has got a question. Ross has got a big time question for you, Rog.
This is a
I hope you're sitting down.
Question on behalf of me. Cost of living relief.
What's in it for
what
Ross?
we got?
Yeah, look, as you'll see today, there's going to be more cost of living relief. We know that the Western Australian economy is the strongest in the nation at the moment, but we know that there are still people who are doing it tough. So, we're obviously in the middle of our WA student assistance payment, the second round of that, and we'll continue to make sure that we can lock in our $337 million household WA battery rebate, which will lock in savings for WA households into the future as they enjoy the advantages of having battery power with their solar power as well. So that's going to be an incredibly important part. We've also boosted financial counselling services by $3 million to continue to help people who are on a really tight budget in their homes.
Yeah, Cookie, I am going to be doing that battery rebate, which is super helpful. Still a little bit you got to pay because it doesn't stack with the federal government. However, when it comes to the power bill, Sean already said no. Are we getting a
rebate
on the power bill?
Well, we'll be making announcements in the budget today, so we'll just have to wait for the actual budget.
What a
tease. Later on
Such
today,
a
guys.
tease. Do you and Rita have a conversation about who gets to announce what?
Oh, well, look, it's her budget, and Rita's done an amazing job continuing to make sure that we can, in this budget, deliver on our election commitments, but still maintain strong financial management and to make sure that we lock in the future of economic prosperity, keeping that economic momentum going. So today you'll see a lot of conversation, a lot of talk around economic infrastructure, continuing to diversify our economy. But, of course, we want to proceed on our clean energy transition. So there's lots of funding around industrial areas and continuing to make sure that we have the poles and wires to make sure that we can really decarbonise our economy.
Roger, I did notice in the paper today that Rita wrote in, she does a bit of an opinion piece in the paper, and she wrote, the first point of it was that when she was a schoolgirl, she got so excited on Budget Day because she found Budget Day to be so interesting. Now, does this ring true to you?
No.
That as a schoolgirl, Rita was excited by Budget Day?
Well, I certainly remember when I was a kid, they'd always talk about, the taxes and excises on, cigarettes, milk and beer.
Yes.
They'd always say cigs up, beers up. But, nowadays, the budgets are more focused on making sure that Western Australia is a productive economy.
No, I'm saying she's lying about it. She's lying about it.
She was up in Rolling Stone, mate.
I don't know. She's a bit of an economic nerdy. There's no doubt about that. And from that perspective, she's, it's so good to have her as my Deputy Premier to make sure that
Very diplomatic.
Our budgets are the best in the country.
Hey, Rog, I totally agree with the infrastructure, all the spending that needs to be happening, because we need to make sure that West Australia is at the top of the pops in terms of business who want to do work with us and making our own stuff and all that kind of stuff. The housing thing is interesting to me because you're saying you want to unlock 33,000 residents and make housing affordability more...
Make it possible more people,
yes. And we've heard...
Sure, it's all about supply, It's about getting more and more homes.
We're not meeting those standards. Like, Albo sat here, and we get along like a house on fire with Albo, as you know, but he says all these numbers, and we're not meeting them. More people are coming into our state, more people are coming into the country, and we're not meeting any of those standards. So supply and demand people go, why housing's so expensive? Well, supply and demand, it's pretty basic stuff. How are you going to support the housing industry? Housing businesses are falling over left, right and centre.
Yeah, so look, housing will be a big focus in this. Our priorities are jobs, health and housing. And we've already made a few announcements around the housing piece, particularly around using the Key Start system for a shared equity scheme to get people into their first home, particularly for those people buying apartments or townhouses. So we're going to really support that multi-dwelling apartment development and to make sure that we continue to build the densities. But under the National Housing Accord, the Prime Minister set us a challenge of 25,000 homes a year. This year we'll hit 23,000, and the NBA has said we're the only state in Australia that's looking like getting anywhere near our targets in relation to what the federal government believes we need to deliver in order to keep ahead of population growth. WA is the strongest economy in the country. We've got the fastest growing population in the country. That means we're really going to have to put a strong emphasis on making sure we have social services like education and health, but obviously that we continue to grow our housing stock. So today's announcement is another part of the housing package that we've been pursuing. As I said, we've got our Key Start shared equity scheme, which was about to kick off, the increased stamp duty concessions and thresholds, which will again help first home buyers get into their first place, throwing literally everything at the housing challenges at the moment to continue to grow the opportunities for people to get into a home.
Good on you, Rog.
Well, happy Budget Day. And, of course, you're not as excited as Rita. Obviously, it is like Christmas for her. So
we're excited.
Give her all our love. Thanks so much,
you, Rog.
Cookie.
Thank you, Premier.
Thanks, guys.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
And I've thought about this a little bit because I was the type of person, being from a fitness background, everything needs to be hard. So if you're going to get yourself fit, you've got to work hard at it and you've got to do this and do that. And recently I've kind of changed my mind in that what's the name of those types of drugs now? You know the
GLP-1s.
GLP-1s.
What's that?
They're going to they're from the same area.
Yes, that's right. And what they are is they're essentially appetite suppressants.
Yeah,
So they give you feel full, and it also cuts out the food noise. So not everybody gets this, but for some people, they are just every thought in their mind is about when the next meal's coming from, when the next, what they're just, maybe I'll just have, that thing's in the fridge. Maybe I'll just eat like that. They're constantly battling that. And for those people, these sorts of medications can work really well because it cuts out that desire. So you're talking Ozempic, you're talking, which is the one that is prescribed in Australia for diabetes, type 2 diabetes, but it does have a weight loss effect. Wegovy is the same thing, but is prescribed for weight loss. There's Mounjaro, there's Saxenda. So there's a few in that family and it can help from that. And it's nobody's first port of call. This is the thing. Everybody that is on these things has tried other avenues of weight loss. They've tried the calorie restrictive diets. They've tried exercising. It just hasn't worked for them. So why wouldn't you then use what's at hand?
No, I agree with you. And I think because there's two parts to it, right? Because there's the part where this medicine has been around for a long time. Yes. And I reckon if you read stuff and it first come out, Ozempic, wow, this is new. And, you take this, wow, you're a real guinea pig. No, this has been around forever. Yes. And a lot of Hollywood stars and that, you can see that they're taking it. And I do go, look at them, they're just kind of cheating. But here's the other part to that. With the event of these drugs now becoming prescribed by doctors and helping people out if they're overweight and they're having problems with eating, whatever the case is, when you think about our longevity on this planet, it's going to increase. There's going to be less strain. You would think there's going to be less strain on the health system because people are getting fitter. That's exactly right. Type 2 diabetes is going down because you're able to help them. Insulin.
It's preventing. You're preventing weight, obesity-related diseases. So that's joints.
That's a lot.
That's That's a lot. Yep. That's exactly right. So there's a lot.
So I think it's really easy for people to take one side, and I would have been that person.
I think people need to shift away from the whole, that's cheating. People's health isn't a competitive sport.
That's another good point.
There's no competition. So you're not cheating. What does it matter? No. However you achieve it, what does it matter? And I say that as somebody that's had surgery to help me. Yeah. And it wasn't that I'd never, I trained all the time. What I eat was very balanced and I was conscious of what I was eating. It just didn't work for me. And for some people, everybody knows that person who can sit on the couch and do nothing and eat pizza all day and be as skinny as a rake. Everybody knows one of those people, right? And you go, that's their genetics. They're just lucky. So why can't you go to somebody else and go, that's their genetics. They're just unlucky. And if there's a medical solution to that, I think it's responsible to take it.
And if it's prescribed by a doctor, right?
100%. These are medical solutions for medical problems.
If it's not prescribed by a doctor, that's a different issue.
One of the things that they talk about, though, you're losing body weight, which is also muscle. So there's no reason why you can't get yourself losing weight, which has been restricted for you, and then start going to the gym, which you see people do. Yeah. And continue with your the balance of your body and make sure you're still strong whilst you've lost the weight.
Once again, it's one of those things. It's like the surgery that I had. It's really just a tool. It's not like you then can sit around and eat chocolate all day. You still have to do the work. You still, it just means that you have a tool that makes it easier for you to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
Some of the side effects of Ozempic can be mild ones: constipation, diarrhea, abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea.
These are the mild ones.
That's the mild.
Crikey.
Serious ones, that's a hard word, but damage to your eyes that's caused by diabetes. There's low blood sugar and gallbladder disease and pancreatitis.
Yeah, so fast weight loss can cause gallbladder problems where you need to get your gallbladder removed.
What about your balls?
Yeah, and also it can affect your balls.
They call that marriage, I reckon.
We want to know, because none of us have taken any of these medications.
No.
And so... have you taken it? Did it work for you? Or were you like, I don't like it?
You're against it, yeah.
I mean, you have to inject yourself, so there's that.
Well,
which is not, but it is a bit like an EpiPen in that you don't really, it's not like
there's a means to a call, an end.
Yeah.
Yep, she thoughts.
It's for a
Just lost myself.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, that's good, Sean.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hello, Claire in Perth.
Hi, Claire.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, Claire.
Claire, okay, so you've got a first-hand experience?
I do. So I'm actually on the Wegovy,
Yes.
and I've only started taking it a couple of months ago. But like I was saying before, there's a whole heap of shame attached with
Yes.
this for me, especially.
Okay.
I've always been an extremely fit, healthy person. I watch what I eat. I'm always active. However, for the last 12 years, because I've been struggling with the thyroid problem, I literally cannot lose weight.
Yeah.
And so I was at the doctor's constantly going like, okay, I've tried doing shakes. I've tried
Yes.
doing calorie deficit. I've done fasting. I've done, anything and everything. And in the end, she had to sort of convince me to try this. And it's been a massive thing for me mentally because when you are fit and healthy and you think that that's how you should be able to lose weight and you should be able to do it, and then you can't, and then you kind of feel it is cheating. Like, you should be able to do it yourself. So you feel like cheating, but it's, the shame factor is massive for
So
me.
you need to change that attitude to even how you view yourself, yeah?
Yes, definitely. But yeah, look, it's I'm on it. It's only the last couple of months I've been on it. I'm only on the low dosages at the moment, so I move up to a higher dose next month.
Yeah, so it steps up, doesn't it? So you increase the dose as you go on, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's because of the side effects thing. But I've been lucky. I haven't had any side effects, so I've been very lucky in that respect. However, I'm kind of hoping, I've had 2 kilos come off, which is great.
Yeah.
Because I've never had that before.
Yep.
But I'm hoping when I go up to the next dosage that it's going to progress a little bit better
kick
for
in
me,
even
a little
more.
bit faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well,
just a winner there.
stick with
but
it, yeah.
I guess the more it's out in the public and it becomes
That's right.
acceptable,
And
and you
yes.
don't have to be worried about it because you're having a conversation. Yeah, no, I'll take that.
The stigma needs to be taken away from it, for sure, definitely. Thank you, Claire. Diana's in Kingsley. Hello.
Hello there, how are you?
Great, Di. Have you had a crack at one of these meds?
Yes, I've been on Ozempic for just over a year now.
Yes.
And I've lost 45 kilos.
Oh, wow. Di, that's unbelievable.
Di, did you have diabetes? Did you suffer at all?
I did border, no, border type 2.
Yep.
Yeah, like my first GP, who was a stateless GP, he didn't believe I had the diabetes to give me the script for the medication.
Sure.
Then I went to another female GP who was just a godsend. So she said, yeah, you do have type 2 diabetes, give Ozempic a go. So I was a bit hesitant because I've always craved food and I thought there was nothing that's going to change my craving.
Yes.
But I was wrong. So I took Ozempic, like the previous caller, small dose to start with, increased it over a few months, and I had no cravings for food, no hunger, desire at all. So how it impacts your brain is amazing. I mean, I don't know how it works, but that's what it did for me. And, yeah, so I had side effects of some constipation to start with, but that's all. And I can deal with that. And, yeah, so now I'm at the stage where I'm reducing it to try and get to, like, half the dose.
Yeah.
But it's just changed my life. Like, I used to be fit, healthy and fabulous in my 20s, now early 50s, and, yeah, just with kids and life, put on weight and just couldn't lose it.
And hormonal changes at that age too make it very difficult. Yeah.
Fortunately, I haven't gone through any of that yet, so I'm one of the lucky ones. But
no, it'll be changing though. It changes on us over several years. So yeah.
Exactly. So
good on you, Di.
I'm much more confident and happy to get out and socialise. I have a twin sister who's so fit and healthy, and she is so happy that I've lost the weight and I'm back to my former self.
Yeah, I bet. That's awesome, Di.
Amazing.
So,
I've
if
said
any doctors, any people out there want it, go and use it. I say go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be afraid. Yeah, good on you. Well done, Di.
Talk to you, Dr. Ross. Thank you.
Talk to your doctor.
You can get on the black market, Ross.
Stop it.
Talk to your doctor.
Jan's in Armidale. Good morning, Jan.
Hi, morning.
Morning.
Okay, Jan, have you had a crack at one of these meds?
I have. So I used Saxenda for about 8 months.
Yes.
And I lost 19 kilos.
Oh, incredible.
And what I found fascinating is that I didn't change my exercise regime. I didn't change my diet. So I was always eating healthy, exercising well, doing boot camp 3 times a week, doing everything healthy. The only thing I changed was this medication, and I lost the 19 kilos.
Wow.
The problem I had is I found it too expensive. At $100 a week,
Yes.
I came off it, and sadly, over the next 12 months, I gained back 15 of the 19 kilos.
Yeah,
And
this is
again,
the-
I'm eating the same, exercising the same.
Wow, that's a massive difference doing exactly...
Yes.
gee, that's a huge difference. You didn't say... you talked about the food and that, but are you a mad pisshead, Jan?
To what, sorry?
He's asking if you like to drink a lot.
Oh, no, actually, I don't.
Yeah.
So I have children, so I probably drink once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good going.
Your wife's
Yeah,
got
but I-
children. How often does she drink?
More than that.
Oh, nah. It's like a 6 monthly.
Yeah.
She has a tipple every now and then.
So, Jan, what do you think you're going to do? Do you think you will find a way to go back on it, or...?
That's my plan, yes, is to try and make my finances work to go back on it.
because that is,
Because
you're talking
I
$400
am
or $500 a
fearful.
month, yeah.
Exactly, because I am fearful of being perimenopausal,
Yes.
that I'm going to gain more weight with menopause, and my body is also attacking my thyroid.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a matter of time before my thyroid fails, which my whole family suffer with.
Yeah.
So I'm very fearful of the weight I will gain when my thyroid fails and when I hit menopause.
Yeah.
The thyroid thing I don't know a lot about, but I only hear it in women. Is it a men's thing as much? Or is
Men
it
can have
just-
throtherapy problems too.
But mainly.
But
is it mainly?
It
No, or is it
definitely,
just-
definitely does seem to be more women are affected. Yeah.
That's a stitch up.
Yeah, yes, it is.
That's well said, stitch up. $150 voucher for Morris Mead. We've got to go. The only limit is your imagination. Dream hair starts now. Book at morrismead.com.au.
Who are you going to give a new do to? While you think about that, I just got a message from somebody that we know who said, I saw her a little while ago, and she said, when I saw you at that point, she had just started on Wegovy, which is Wegovy is the one, it's the same formula as Ozempic, but it's actually approved for weight loss, not for diabetes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, slight difference there. She's lost 15 kilos, and she said all of her health markers are so much better. She was pre-diabetic, now she's not. So
It
you know,
is a big
that's-
deal with your health markers.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
it
That's
is.
right. For her, it was a health decision. She did a lot of research around it, spoke to a lot of doctors, and then settled on that solution, and it's made a massive difference.
The average human being doesn't go past the 80, 84, I think it is, for women. But these types of things...
Less for men too, yeah.
Yeah, and less for men because of the stress, being married. But we're going to live longer.
And also live better. That's the difference. So
Live better,
living
that's
for a
the
long time is
yeah.
not necessarily good if you're not healthy while you're doing it. So, yeah, the fact that it's quality of life for longer is a good combination.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Yes, we did finally get around to playing Lose Control by Teddy Swims. And you know who was quick off the mark?
Yeah.
Isabella from Mirrabooka. Good morning, Isabella.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, great news for you. You're now in the running to head to Vegas to see him live. How good would that be?
Thank you so much. That would be amazing. I've always wanted to go to the US in general.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it would be the best thing ever. Being a mum, I need a break.
Oh, how many
Enough
kids
said.
you got, Isabella?
Sorry, what was that?
How many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys.
Too many.
Oh,
That's
I
too
get
many.
Some would say too many. Isabella, so you go kid-free and just enjoy yourself, have a bit of you time.
Exactly.
Planet Hollywood, 4 nights there in Las Vegas, seeing Teddy Swims live, officially in the draw.
All right, good luck, Isabella.
Well done, Isabella.
Chrissy Swan could be calling you back on the 4th of July, which is Independence Day, which has got a nice ring to
Yeah,
it
it
in your
does,
case, doesn't it?
Teddy Swims' album, I've Tried Everything But Therapy Part 2 is out now, featuring global smash hits Bad Dreams, Guilty, and Are You Even Real?
Nice. All right, time for us to get out of here, but Sam is standing by. Hello, Sam.
Yeah, and we're going to play one of those smash hits. Not too long to wait. We'll get more names all day today for Teddy Swims in Vegas, so that'll be nice.
Good work, Sammy.
Can you guys let me know when you leave this place? Is the fog still out there on the road? Because nothing gets the people of Perth more excited than a minor weather event, you know?
It is still a bit of fog.
Yeah.
I can see it out the window.
Yeah, a little bit around here. Report on the roads for me, update today, because, the roads were nuts today, but I was excited by it. You know, something different. It was good. So
Oh, look at you living the dream.
I know fog's big, but Katy Perry's going to be in Perth Sunday night. Sean's not looking forward to going to that, but we do have tickets to
Yes, he
go
is.
tomorrow. Are you looking
looking forward to it.
night. I don't
That's
wanna-
why. So you love Katy Perry?
He loves Katy Perry.
I love Katy Perry, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we got tickets. You could join Sean and Katy Perry, and that's
You
tomorrow.
pretend you're at the grand final.
She was great. She was really good.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.